Welcome to a podcast about wealth and life with the advisors from Foster and Motley. In this podcast, they share their mission to help individuals, couples, and families achieve the life they envision by providing a comprehensive wealth management experience. Join this seasoned team of experts as they explore actionable steps to improve your financial well-being and answer your most pressing questions.
You will hear from several investment managers and financial planners throughout this Foster and Motley podcast series on wealth and life. This episode gives you an overview of how the team takes a customized, common-sense approach to wealth management and sets the stage for an engaging, ongoing, and informative podcast. I'm Patrice Sikora, and with me is managing partner Zach Horn and fellow investment manager Rachel Rasmussen. Zach, I'm going to start with you. Tell me, who is Foster and Motley?
Foster and Motley is a wealth management firm helping people live their most meaningful life. We are working with clients on a fee-only basis to put us on the same side of the aisle as them. We're working with them in a fiduciary capacity, meaning that we are putting their best interests first. And we believe that culturally, that to serve our clients, we have to be putting their best interests first every step of the way.
All right, now, Rachel, tell me about the way the company is structured. It's an employee-owned firm, correct?
Yes, Foster and Motley is 100% owned by employees. We think that makes a lot of sense because we don't have to answer to any bank, any corporate entity telling us what to do. Really, our only boss is the client, and that really makes for a great day.
And I'm sure that makes the clients feel pretty good, too. And now you've got a team approach to helping your clients, to dealing with them. Tell me about that.
Our structure is pretty unique in our industry. We put both a financial planner and an investment manager with every client relationship. So the client has access to highly credentialed professionals that are experts in their respective fields. They're CFPs, CFAs, CPAs, and more. We even have a JD on staff. The goal is that the client gets to meet with those that are actually doing the work for them.
Now, Zach, people come there, I'm sure, at all different times in their life. Can you help them all?
Well, we truly believe that everyone can benefit from a trusted financial advisor. And we work with people in a lot of different scenarios, but oftentimes it is just to get organization to their financial lives and to make sure that they're on the right track. Certainly, a lot of clients will come to us as they're thinking about and preparing for retirement, and they want to make sure that everything will be in place so that they can retire and that they will live financially well throughout their retirement years. We have clients that come to us upon the sale of a business that aren't sure what to do with the wealth that they've accumulated and what those next steps would look like. We also work with clients that have been promoted or have had a job change, and that uncertainty or that change of circumstances spurs them to seek out trusted advice. There's also clients that inherit money or come across wealth from some other way that are looking for that investment advisory help that we provide while also having other complex needs that our financial planners can meet. So really, we work with clients from all realms of financial circumstances and do our best to provide them simple, effective solutions to what are oftentimes complex situations.
Rachel, what are we going to hear in the podcast?
We are here to discuss all things relevant to financial well-being, whether we're going to talk about tax planning, retirement planning, or how we think about portfolio construction. We want to bring this conversation to the client and get away from the idea of blue suits meeting across a conference room table.
Are you two the anchoring stars of this podcast?
No, thankfully not. You're going to hear from a lot of different credentialed advisors from our firm. 8 different advisors will be on this show, as well as some professional guests, potentially some attorneys or accountants. You might even hear about cybersecurity from one of our trusted partners.
So in other words, this is going to be a current topic kind of podcast.
Yes. So we want to bring some actionable ideas to our listeners. We don't want to just talk about these topics. with no takeaway. We want the listener to be able to think about how does it apply to their unique situation and potentially spur some conversations that they could have with their advisor.
Now, Zach, suppose somebody's listening to this, and this is only the introduction, a very short introduction to this podcast, and they want to start having a conversation. How can they reach Foster and Motley?
You can learn more about Foster and Motley and the services that we provide at our website, www.fosterandmotley.com.
Zach Horn, Rachel Rasmussen, thank you. Great foundation here for Foster and Motley, a podcast about wealth and life. And to make sure you, the listener, know when new episodes are available, simply subscribe, and of course, you can share. I'm Patrice Sikora, and let's talk again later.
Thank you for listening to Foster and Motley, a podcast about wealth and life. Click the subscribe button below to be notified when new episodes become available.
The information discussed and posted represents the views and opinions of the guests and does not necessarily represent the views or opinions of Foster and Motley. The content, including mention of specific investments or planning techniques, is for informational and for educational purposes only. It is not intended as a recommendation or a substitute for professional financial advice. Always seek the advice of your financial advisor or other qualified financial service provider with any questions regarding your financial planning and investments. Foster Motley is not affiliated with any third-party providers. Any mention of a third-party provider does not imply an endorsement of that provider. If you decide to utilize a third-party provider, you do so at your own risk.